windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on a ground ball to Dunn. This could do it. Here's the throw over. Tigers win and will play for the national championship on Saturday. What a job by Chris Samui and Jake Esteve as they come in and mow the Gators down in order here in the top of the 9th inning. And the final score is LSU 2 and Florida 1.
With that final play, the stage was set for the championship game of the 50th Annual College World Series. Little did we know that it would turn out to be perhaps the most exciting and emotional game in the history of collegiate baseball. And the LSU Sports Network was proud and honored to be there.
From Rosenblatt Stadium in Omaha, Nebraska, it's the 1996 NCAA Collegiate Baseball Championship game. The 6th-seeded LSU Fighting Tigers take on the 5th-seeded Miami Hurricane. Hi, everybody. Jim Hawthorne along with Bill Franquez, David Hernandez back in the studio, and welcome to a gorgeous day here in Rosenblatt Stadium and the championship game of the 50th anniversary of the NCAA College World Series. The LSU Fighting Tigers coming in with a record of 51 and 15. The SEC champs and the South 2 regional champs went undefeated through their division, downing Florida twice, 9-4 and 2-1, and Wichita State by the score of 9-8. The Tigers have won 7 in a row and 24 of their last 31 coming into the ball game. The Miami Hurricane, the 5th seed in the tournament, 50 and 13. They play as an independent down in Miami. They were the Central 1 champs, and Jim Morris is in his 3rd year as the head coach in Miami. They downed Clemson twice as they went through their division undefeated, 7-3, 14-5, and they eliminated Alabama by the score of 15-1. The Hurricane also has won 7 straight and 21 of their last 24. Miami has 2 national titles in the 80s. LSU has 2 in the 90s, and today's winner will become just the 7th school to win 3 or more baseball championships. The Hurricanes' first title game appearance was against the Southern Cal juggernaut of the 70s. The Trojans beat Miami 7-3 in 1974 for their 5th consecutive championship. Miami won its first title with a 9-3 win over Wichita State in '82 and won another in 1985, beating Texas 10-6. LSU's first trip to Omaha didn't take place until 1986, and the Tigers' first championship game resulted in a 6-3 win over Wichita State in 1991. Wichita State also was the victim in 1993, an 8-0 shutout by then-freshman Brett Laxton. In all 3 title games for LSU, their opponent went undefeated in its bracket. This will be the 4th time that LSU and Miami have met at the College World Series. Miami eliminated the Tigers from the '86 championship 4-3 in the 3rd round. Miami also won the first meeting in '89 5-2. But LSU came back to eliminate the Canes 6-3, also in the 3rd round. Both teams participated in the '94 College World Series, but were in different brackets and never met. And this is the 3rd time in 9 years that 2 undefeated teams have met for the championship. The Tigers are being introduced, and so are the Canes at home plate. Stay with us when we come back. Bill will talk to the skipper. But first, this timeout of the LSU Sports Network.
Hey, Coach, considering all the adversity this team has had, primarily with injuries, how gratifying is it for you to see your club reach this point?
Well, it's probably the most gratifying of all the teams that I've coached at LSU. They were projected very high, and rightly so. They're very talented, and we're here. And I think that if Warren Morris had played the entire year or hadn't had a problem like he did, I think it wouldn't have been a contest. I think we'd still be here, of course, and wouldn't make any difference in a single game here at the end. But up till now, I'm proud of the way that the Warren bounced back, and I'm proud of the way the kids played in place of Warren, and the way the kids responded to the uncertainty of whether Warren could play or not on any given day, plus some pitching injuries and other minor injuries. I'm excited for the kids because there are 8 seniors and maybe some that won't come back that are underclassmen, and they deserve to be here.
describe the role of those seniors in keeping this team together after the SEC tournament when things looked a little bleak, but the seniors kept the team together, and you've won 7 straight since then.
Right, the game at Kentucky, but even the game before against Florida where we played poorly, was an indicator that we needed a shot in the arm, an anchor, something that we could lock onto. And Tim and Chad Cooley did a great job, but so did all the seniors who spoke to the team at different times and took over an extended, upgraded, expeditious type of leadership that really helped us.
Miami enters this game probably as the hottest of the 8 teams in the CWS. The Hurricanes have produced very well offensively and in their pitching staff. What do you know about them, having watched them very closely on tapes the past couple of days?
Well, I'll tell you what, after watching them the past couple of days in the 3 games that they played out here, I'm very, very impressed. They remind me much of our 91 and 93 teams in that we were hot, playing well, hitting throughout the lineup, fielding with confidence, well-rested pitchers with confidence. And they're a very tough team to beat. I'm sure they're the toughest of the 8 teams that came in here, regardless of the seed, as it turns out. And they have a left-handed pitcher that could be very tough on us. Their defense is good, but most of all, they're playing at a high confidence level, and they'll be tough to beat. We'll need a breakout game. That's a game in which, somebody who hasn't hit well might hit 2 homers today or get 4 hits. Somebody will get 2 timely hits and so on.
Kevin Shipp is your starter today. He earned saves in your first 2 victories here. Now he resumes his familiar starting role. He may provide a good matchup for Miami with his assortment of breaking pitches.
Right, he's a better matchup than a fastball pitcher that Miami could hit pretty well, like Chris Benson, who was the #1 pitcher in the United States, and they handled him well. Chris had some success with his curveball, I noticed on the video, but they were on his 92 to 94 mile an hour fastball, and then they did it again a second time. So I'm very impressed with Miami's offense. They hit 340 all year and have an incredible player in Pat Burrows. Well, I'm sure that Kevin's the best matchup that we have, in the sense that while he doesn't throw very hard, he can move his pitches around, and he can throw a changeup and a curveball, which might do better against the Miami team.
Well, Coach, it's been a pleasure visiting with you throughout this season. Best of luck in seeking your 3rd national title.
All right, here's the left-handed hitting Rivero. The first pitch is a swing and a miss and a curveball. Rivero is 1 for 2 today. He's walked, fly to right, single and scored, and had a sacrifice fly. Leading off here in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's low in the dirt. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, here's who's scheduled. Brad Wilson, Justin Bowles, and Tim Lanier for LSU. Now the wind-up and the 1-1 pitch is low and inside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Ed Yarnell and Jake Estevez warming down in the Tiger bullpen. Coogan into the windup, and here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit the center field. Kerner should have no problem. Well, the ball is carrying pretty good, but Kerner chased it down and made the catch. I think Mike got a little bit of the wrong angle on it to begin with, and then had to go back a little bit, but really had no problems with it, and there's 1 gone.
It's so difficult for outfielders here in Omaha because of those shifting winds. Now the wind is blowing in from center field, and Chad Cooley talked about it after the Florida game. He said, boy, it's difficult sometimes to judge fly balls because of that wind.
Now here's DeSalle, who is 2 for 3. Pair of singles, sacrifice fly, he grounded to second. Left-handed batter steps up with 1 out and nobody on. Coogan into the windup, delivers. Swing and a miss and a very good curveball. And the count is 0-1 to the left-handed hitting DeSalle. 7 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors for Miami. 7 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors for LSU. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Low and away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike, 1 out and nobody on. Top of the 9th inning. Coogan winds and delivers. Swung on and grounded foul. That will roll down into the first base dugout, out of play. And Coogan is ahead in the count, 1-2 to DeSalle with Marcinzik on deck. Miami with 2 in the first, 3 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth. LSU with 3 in the third, 2 in the seventh, and 2 in the eighth, and we're tied at 7. Coogan delivers the 1-2. Swing and a foul out of play. That one is lined into the stands over the third base dugout. And the count stays at 1-2. Well, the games coming into today were averaging 3 hours and 21 minutes. And this one is 3:04, and we're in the ninth. Here's the 1-2. Swung into the ground ball to Morris. Should be an easy play on 2 big hops. He throws him out. 2 gone. Two outs, and here is Marcinzik, who was 1 for 4. He fanned in the first, was called out on strikes in the fourth, singled and scored in the fifth, and flied out to center to open the seventh. Right-handed batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Boy, oh boy, that call on that fly ball to Chad Cooley looms so big right here, doesn't it? Here's the pitch. Swung on, base hit, extra base hit. That is drilled over the bag at third base, down into the left field corner. Cooley is chasing it down, and into second with a stand-up double is Marcinzik. A 2-out double brings up Alex Cora, who has been hot as a pistol in today's ballgame. He has hit the ball hard 3 times, lined to first, doubled and tripled, and then he tried to bunt his way on and grounded back and was thrown out by Coogan.
Cora is a left-handed hitter, so Bertman may consider using Yarnell in this situation. No move yet from the LSU dugout, though.
But now here he comes. And Tim Lanier will go out to the mound also. Cora was the young man who hit the fly ball to left field that we all thought that Cooley had caught, that was ruled a non-catch by Kevin Gilmore, the left field line umpire.
Well, Skip Bertman has talked all week that Eddie Yarnell has been groomed through the last few weeks of the season to pitch in this type of situation, to come back after a start on 1 day's rest and pitch in relief if the Tigers need him late in the game. He did it a few times late in the regular season, in SEC regular season series, but Bertman decides to stick with Patrick Coogan right now.
He has confidence the way Coogan is throwing the ball that he will leave him in. Hits are even at 13 apiece. Runs are even at 7 apiece. We're in the top of the 9th inning, and Miami has the go-ahead run at second base with 2 outs. A 2-out double by Marcinzik. And the left-handed hitting Cora will step to the plate. You think, well, with first base open, you put him on, but you got Sargisi behind him, and he has 2 hits already today. Here's the stretch of the pitch. Fastball strike. Cora taking all the way. And it is 0-1.
And Sargisi is also a left-handed hitter.
No balls and a strike. 2 outs, a runner at second base. Here's the stretch by Coogan. And the pitch to the plate is a line drive base into the left field. And Cooley is going to come out with it. Here comes the throw. And it's not going to be in time. And Cora has come through with his 3rd base hit of the ballgame. After 2 are out, a double and a single, and Cora moves up to second base on the line drive single to left field. And a young man for Miami has really stepped up in this ballgame. He was a .297 hitter and had the lowest batting average of any of the 9 batters in the starting lineup for Miami. But a double and a triple and a single, and Miami has taken the lead in the top of the 9th inning. And Cora moves down to second on the throw from Cooley, and here is Sargisi, who singled, doubled, and twice is grounded out to Furnace. Here's the stretch and the pitch. It's in the dirt, and it is 1 ball and no strikes. So the Tigers will have to come from behind for the 3rd time in the ball game to keep this game alive. Coogan checks the runner at second base. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, popped into center. Turner should easily handle this. And he does. And that retires the side. But Miami gets the go-ahead run on 2 hits. There were no Tiger errors and 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the ninth with the score, Miami 8, LSU 7 on the LSU Sports Network. What a ball game this has been. We knew it would be a good one. We've had outstanding hitting. We've had great pitching. We've had some fine defensive plays. Had everything you can ask for except a home run. Now might be a good time to have a couple or one. Wilson, the LSU DH, left-handed batter, steps to the plate. Here's the stretch by Morris. And here's the pitch. And Wilson hits it down the third base side into right field for a base hit. He rounds first and heads for second. Here's the throw. It's going to be close, and he is saved. He overslid the bag at second base, and the tag was reapplied by Gomez, but the second base umpire right on top of it. Tom McKinney says safe. And Brad Wilson puts the tying run at second base with nobody out. And here's a guy who can win it with one swing of the bat in Justin Bowles.
You have to give credit to Brad Wilson. The guy was 1 for 15 in the College World Series before that at bat. He doubles in the bottom of the ninth inning in the national championship game.
And the hits are even at 14 apiece. Here's Bowles. The stretch by Morrison. A look at second base. The second look back, and he will fake a throw. Justin Bowles has doubled, singled, struck out, and flied to right, and he looks very confident at the plate. A base hit will tie it. Now the stretch. Look at second. Here's the pitch. He squares to bunt and fouls it off. Well, now that is not something that Justin Bowles has done a lot of. As we said, LSU has not done it a lot. Bowles has 3 sacrifices this year. Kind of almost hate to take the bat out of this guy's hand, though, don't you?
You're right. It's kind of a difficult decision for Bertman to make. Of course, a bunt may put a runner at third base with 1 out, and with that, you can score on a sacrifice fly or on a wild pitch or any number of ways. But so the guy has 22 homers on the year. It's hard to make him lay down one.
Now Wilson takes his lead at second base. Count of 0-1 to Bowles. Burrell creeps in at third. Here's the stretch by Morrison. And here's the pitch. And Bowles takes it low and inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And he did not show bunt that time. And my guess is the bunt is off. Bowles had his one shot at bunting the runner down. And now they'll let him hit the ball.
And Justin probably prefers it that way.
That line drive by Wilson to the opposite field over the bag at third base. Here's the stretch. A look at second. Here's the pitch. Ground ball snared by the first baseman. He'll step on the bag, but the runner moves to third. Boy, Bowles hit it a ton, but he one-hopped it to Marcinzik. And now the tying run is at third with only 1 out. And here is Tim Lanier, who has come through before for the Tigers. Let's see if he can do it now.
Fantastic play that time by Marcinzik, going to his right to make a backhanded stab of a laser hit by Justin Bowles.
Yeah, I mean, it was a rocket. You can't hit it any harder than that, but baseball gods have not smiled at LSU as hard as ground balls in this ball game. And again, as we've said before, it's a game of inches. Lanier has walked twice, singled, and grounded out. A fly ball could tie it here. And the Miami infield is in on the grass. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Check swing, wild pitch, gets away, but not far enough for Wilson to try to score from third. Oh boy, I tell you, Gargiulo did a good job to slow it down a little bit, and that would have been a toss-up there if Wilson had tried to score from third. Probably very wise to stay right there because there's only one out. If he goes to the screen, he's coming, but that one did not. Are they going to call that a strike on Lanier? That he must have gone around. And so it is 0-1. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt again. And Gargiulo just sat down on this one. And the count is 1-1 strike. 1 out. Tying run at third. Bottom of the ninth inning in the national championship ballgame. Wilson walks off at third. Morrison looks in for the sign to the right-handed batting Lanier, and Tim calls time and steps away from the plate. Now he stretches, goes through some calisthenics, readjusts his grip on that 33-inch bat that he uses, and steps back to the plate. Here's the pitch. Outside and low, and it is 2-1. Warren Morris is on deck.
And again, of course, with first base open, Morrison's main concern is Wilson at third base. He may just pitch very carefully to Lanier and cause a forced situation, a double play situation, by walking him.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That's a beauty. Strike two. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the pressure is on Lanier. Get the runner home from third base. And Morrison, of course, is trying to close this thing out for Miami. Here's the stretch, and here comes the 2-2 pitch. Just missed outside of a fastball, and it's a full count. Oh, boy. What an eye by Lanier to stay off of that one. And so it is a full count. Boy, Gargiulo did a good job of trying to frame that for the home plate umpire, Scott Graham. Now Morrison has the sign. Here's the payoff pitch to Lanier. Struck him out, and there's 2 gone. Lanier fanned on a fastball, and it is up to Warren Morris to keep LSU's chances alive. Well, the Tigers got a leadoff double by Wilson, but Bowles and Lanier have not been able to get the run in. And it's up to Morris, who has doubled, singled, got on a fielder's choice, scored 3 runs, and struck out. Now it'll take a base hit, an error, a wild pitch, or something. The stretch by Morrison, the pitch. Swung on and hit the right field. That's way back there. Way back there. Home run! Tigers win! Tigers win! Warren Morris! It's a 2-run home run! And the Tigers win the national champ! I don't believe it! His first home run of the year! Holy cow! Oh, my!
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
This
pardon
is
me.
unbelievable.
I do not believe it.
Oh, what a story.
Good
What
Lord.
a story. You couldn't have written in Hollywood. This is unbelievable.
That is the first home run for Warren Morris. A 2-out, 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. And the Tigers have won the national championship. And this crowd of 23,000 are absolutely stunned, including us here in the booth.
Oh, my gosh. This has to be one of the greatest games in College World Series history. What a way for the 50th anniversary College World Series to end on a 2-run, game-winning home run by Warren Morris, a guy who's missed 39 games this season with an injury, battled back from surgery a month ago, decided to play in the regional, risking the chance of missing the Olympic Games to play for LSU. LSU now 22-0 when that young man starts the game. Oh, my God. Gosh, what a story.
Well, if you will give us a chance to regain our composure here in the booth, we'll come back and talk a little bit more about this incredible come-from-behind win for LSU. The final score, LSU 9, Miami 8, and the Tigers are the champions of collegiate baseball. This is the LSU Sports Network.